Conquering the complex. By, with phrasal verbs in passive voice. Hello everyone. Welcome back to our series on mastering the English language. In today's video, we'll be diving into a slightly more advanced topic, using by with phrasal verbs in passive voice sentences. This may sound tricky, but don't worry, by the end of this lesson, you will have a much clearer understanding and will be able to use this structure effectively in your English communication. Before we get into the advanced stuff, let's quickly revisit the concept of passive voice. In English, we usually use the active voice, where the subject of the sentence performs an action. But sometimes, we switch it up and use the passive voice, where the subject is the receiver of the action. For example, the cake was eaten by John. Here, John is the agent, identified by the use of by. Now, let's move on to phrasal verbs. These are combinations of words that, when used together, take on a completely different meaning than the individual words alone. For example, look up is a phrasal verb. When we say, John looked up the information, looked up means that John searched for information. Alright, let's now get to the heart of our lesson, using by with phrasal verbs in the passive voice. When using a phrasal verb in the passive voice, the entire phrase is considered the verb. The particle, like up, in, looked up, is typically not separated from the verb. For instance, instead of saying, John looked up the information, we can say, the information was looked up by John. Remember, the verb and the particle stay together even when you use by to identify the agent in the passive voice. The structure will look something like this. The object plus was, were plus verb plus particle plus by plus agent. Let's put this knowledge into practice with some more examples. Instead of saying, Sarah picked up the kids from school, in passive voice with by, we would say, the kids were picked up from school by Sarah. And instead of, the team carried out the experiment, we'd say, the experiment was carried out by the team. It's your turn now. Try forming your own sentences using by with phrasal verbs in the passive voice. Well, there you have it, folks. You've now unlocked a new level in your English language journey, using by with phrasal verbs in the passive voice. It might be a little challenging at first, but with practice, you'll get the hang of it. We hope this video has been helpful. Keep practicing, and you'll be mastering these advanced structures in no time. Until next time, happy learning!